Hello, my name is Angela Venable, and I am a slave descendant of the slaveholder Jesse Everett from Barren County, Kentucky. I am originally from Louisville, Kentucky. However, my deep roots lie in southern Kentucky in the Barren County, Warren County area. This includes the cities of Glasgow, Bowling Green, Edmondson, and Cave City, which houses Mammoth Cave. The city of Glasgow, which is the focus of my presentation today, is located in Barren County, Kentucky. I am a genealogy researcher, and I've been researching for over 20 years. In 2009, I had some medical problems and no doctor could seem to pinpoint the issue. Tired of being in pain, I started researching death certificates of my ancestors to see what medical issues they may have had. I thought it might help me with my problem, and it did. I became very interested in what I was reading and became hooked on family history. Before I knew it, 20 plus years had passed, and I had mountains of papers and books, cartoons, and beautiful black and white antique photos. These last 20 years of research have proved valuable. Through this research, I've met ancestors who never knew that I would exist. One name in particular intrigued me, and that person's name is John Eubanks. Is he an ancestor? I'm not really sure. The only connection that I have with John Eubanks is a slave owner in southern Kentucky. I first met John Eubanks on Ancestry.com and again in the slave narratives of 1938. He was born a slave in Glasgow, Barren County, Kentucky on June 6, 1839. However, he was not born on the Eubanks plantation. He was born on the Everett Plantation, which is roughly 10 miles south of Glasgow. This is the connection between me and John. Jesse Everett, the slave owner, lived from 1776 to 1857. He was married to Rachel Gideon. Jesse and Rachel had a daughter, Rebecca, who was born November 25, 1821. They owned John as a baby. In 1845, Rebecca married Thomas Eubanks. Thomas Eubanks lived from 1816 to 1896. John, at the age of 6, was given to the newlyweds as a wedding present. Some sources state that he was actually 3. Other sources state he may have been closer to 8 or 9 years old. Here is the land deed from John Eubanks, which states the location of the plantation where John was actually born. Although John Eubanks never confirmed or denied being related to Jesse Everett, I will share my lineage to Jesse Everett now. Jesse Everett had several children. Ewell Nelms Everett was one of those children. He was married to a lady named Sally Duff. My third great-grandfather, Charlie Everett, was born a slave to Jesse Everett in November of 1855. Charlie, my third great-grandfather, died in 1922. His death certificate lists Jesse Everett as his father. Oftentimes, a slave owner was listed as the parent because he was the owner of the child. Jesse died at 81 in 1857. Charles was only 2 years old. It's highly unlikely that Jesse was Charles' father. However, his son Ewell Nelms Everett was 51 years old when Charles was born. Charles' mother was a slave named Caroline. When Jesse died, Charlie was transferred to Ewell Nelms Everett, along with his mother Caroline. In addition to Charles, Caroline had 4 more mulatto children: John, George, Fanny, and America. Here is Jesse Everett's will, and it clearly states that his Negroes are to be divided among his children, with Ewell Nelms Everett taking the bulk of his estate. Charlie's sister, America Everett, was very fair-skinned and passed herself off as a white woman. She lived a life of freedom and luxury, while her brothers lived as slaves until they were freed in the late 1860s. Where is Jesse Everett's plantation today? Using the map from 1879 and comparing it to Google Maps, I've traced where it should be. Sadly, his plantation is buried under the Barren Lakes Resort. The Navy Corps designed this resort many decades ago. Jesse Everett's plantation, along with others, is inaccessible for visitation. Rebecca and Tony Eubanks used to allow John to visit with his mother. Then the visit stopped. He asked several times to see his mother. He was told no by Rebecca Eubanks. She suggested that he should just forget his mother. However, his mother still continued to live with the Everetts. John eventually saw his mother later in life when he came home from the Civil War. In conclusion to my presentation, and before I thank you, I want to address a question that many people have asked. Have any slave owners' descendants contacted me during my genealogy research? The answer is yes. Over the last 20 years, at least 10 slave owners' descendants have contacted me. We've spoken over the phone, email, and text. Some of them were very nice and helpful. Others were not so nice nor kind. I want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to share my genealogy story and for watching my video. I would also like to encourage all of you to study genealogy for yourself. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the accomplishments and amazing stories that you never knew about your ancestors. I promise you, you will be inspired, and then I can watch your videos. Have a great day, y'all. Hope to see you soon.